So tonight, all eyes on Capitol Hill and where this bill exactly goes from here. NewsNation's Joe Khalil standing by with the very latest from D.C. Joe?
Yeah, Rob, Congress is going to be working late into the night. Now, the House is trying to pass this $1.9 trillion COVID stimulus package, which would clear one of the major hurdles to Democrats pushing now for more relief to states, families, and businesses. And we are keeping an eye specifically on House Republicans, because Republican leaders have been publicly opposed to this bill. And so far, we haven't heard any Republicans say that they're actually going to be voting for this bill. But with just Democrats, it still could pass the House, and that's what we expect to happen. So here's some of the biggest things in this package. It's going to provide a $1,400 stimulus check. It extends that weekly unemployment benefit to $400. There's also $350 billion for state and local governments, and it replenishes the paycheck subsidies for businesses who need that money. Now, Democrats say the package is crucial in their response to the pandemic and to the economic downturn.
I'm enthusiastic. I think that this is a policy that is sound on substance. I think it will have far-reaching impacts on the lives of the American people. And until we defeat the virus, it's hard to see how we get to full economic recovery.
Our country is in crisis. Our families are in crisis. Our businesses are closing. This is the bill our country needs. We need to deliver relief. We need to deliver it now.
Now, Republicans in Congress have been saying that not only is the price tag too high, but they also argue there's too much in the bill that's not directly related to COVID.
It's a Frankenstein monster of a bill. I'm a solid no, and every American should feel the same way. You have about $1 trillion of unspent, already appropriated COVID monies.
There's a lot of talk about how this bill actually polls outside of Washington, so we wanted to reach outside of the nation's capital. Today, we talked to the Utah Governor, Spencer Cox, who's also a Republican, about the relief that his state may get if this bill ultimately passes.
There are definitely some needs out there, and I think every governor and every mayor would agree. I don't think we need all of it that's being proposed, and certainly there's a lot of that money that has been proposed by the administration that doesn't have anything to do with COVID relief.
Now, Governor Cox told us that his state could really use funds for more testing and tracing, which he says is an expensive thing, but says he ultimately does not support the package as a whole because he too thinks that it's simply too large. Now, last night, a Senate official ruled that a $15 minimum wage, which Democrats pushed for to be in this bill, is not allowed in their COVID package. Now, the House version that we're expecting to vote on tonight still includes a $15 minimum wage, but if that bill passes tonight, we expect the minimum wage measure is going to be removed ultimately when it gets to the Senate. Rob?